Good morning. My name is Dr. Johnson, and today I'm doing a digital interview with this interviewee named Edinho Edwards for his media studies, creative, critical reflection. Hello, Edinho.
Good morning, Dr. Johnson.
Your first question will be: how does your film use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? Okay, so the answer to your first question is that our film uses the general film conventions. Since our film follows the common film genres associated with thriller, such as horror, and since we follow general conventions of thriller film, we would traditionally start with the film beginning somewhere normally, and then it would gradually keep escalating till it hits a suspenseful scene that consists of a lot of tension, and the suspense would constantly and gradually build up until an escalating point to the climax, and the main character confronts the main threat in the film. And after the confrontation, the suspense and overall tension de escalates to either a clear victory of the main character villain or a conclusion that would leave the audience with many questions and worries about then what may come next.
Okay.
Second question is: how does your film engage your audiences, and how would you distribute your film as a real media text? The answer to your second question is that our film engages with the audience through conveying characters that we will create a cast that the audience can relate to, but they will also find a safe space with that character. We can also draw on our audience through the use of strong individuals and sound devices to involve and draw on the audience. We can also draw on the audience through the use of suspense in the film, keeping the audience more interactive and interested. Lastly, we incorporate relevant horror and themes to keep the audience engaged. It would be our film would be distributed as a real media text through various sources of media such as advertisements, television ads, streaming services, the internet, and blog posts.
Okay.
Your third question is: how did your production skills develop throughout this project? Okay, for the third question, at the start of the film, I didn't really have any experience with acting or being a cameraman because I had two roles at the start of the film, which was very difficult for me to maintain and handle. So at the start of the film, I was the one mainly recording and learning all the camera shots. But then towards the end, where the acting really got important, I decided I should drop the role of cameraman and then pursue the role of the acting. So after I dropped the role of cameraman, I pursued acting, which was somewhat difficult for me because as a person that talks a lot, it was very difficult not to laugh at certain points in the film where I had to just stay quiet, especially during the parts of the horror and thriller, which to me was funny since I was an actor in the film and I knew what was going to happen. But moving back on to the point, as actor in a film that doesn't have much talking, it was okay to adjust to. All I had to do was really just learn how to stay quiet. Okay, and your fourth question is how did you integrate technologies such as software, hardware, and online technologies into this project? Moving on to question 4. The way I integrated technologies such as hardware, software, and online operations into this project was through recording our film on the Canon T7 Rebel, which was hardware, and integrated software with the SD card, sending it to software such as my laptop, and using editing skills such as Adobe and CapCut to edit the film, where I could control the lighting and the length of the film, which may also line into operations because since the film is edited, it would be posted online and then reviewed by the teacher in Cambridge. Okay. Thank you for coming by today. I'd like to say I'm very impressed with your interview and the way you answered all these questions. I'd love to meet you in person to see how you are in the real world. And I'm really taking this into consideration for Cambridge. Thank you for coming.